Step back, sir. The tomb guard's voice sliced through the silence of Arlington National Cemetery, sharp as a blade, stopping every heart in the crowd. A biker in black leather froze his boot just over the sacred line, his smirk daring the guard to act. Cameras dropped, whispers died, and the air itself seemed to hold its breath. To the tourists, it was just a moment of drama, a fleeting clash at a monument. But what they didn't know, what no one could see, was that the guard standing like a statue and the biker staring him down were about to spark a movement that would echo across the nation. And it all started with the one defiant step. Hey there, listeners. Before we dive into the story, let me ask, where are you tuning in from? Drop your location in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Today, we're stepping into a powerful moment at Arlington National Cemetery, where honor stands tall, a single act of disrespect sparks a fire, and a community rises to remember the fallen. Let's get into it. It's a blistering summer day at Arlington National Cemetery. The sun beats down on endless rows of white headstones, each one a silent story of sacrifice, stretching across the rolling green hills. The air is thick with heat, but there's a stillness here, a reverence that wraps around every blade of grass, every whisper of the wind. At the tomb of the unknown soldier, a crowd gathers, families holding hands, veterans with weathered faces, tourists from across the world clutching cameras. The faint hum of cicadas blends with the rhythmic tap of boots on marble, a sound that carries the weight of history. Nathan Hayes, a tomb guard, moves with precision that borders on sacred. His navy blue uniform is crisp, his white gloves spotless, his kepi cap low over eyes that don't waver. Every step is measured. 21 steps, a pause, a pivot, and 21 steps back. It's a ritual of discipline, a silent vow to honor the nameless fallen. The crowd watches, captivated, some holding their breath, others whispering softly to explain the moment to their kids. Nathan's boots strike the marble, each sound sharp and deliberate, like a heartbeat echoing through time. The crowd is hushed, respectful, their cameras lowered, their voices soft. But then, a low rumble cuts through the silence, growing louder, unapologetic. Heads turn, brows furrow. A motorcycle engine roars, shattering the stillness like a stone through glass. Cody Vance rolls into view, his black leather jacket gleaming under the sun, sunglasses perched high on his nose, a smirk tugging at his lips. He parks his bike too close to the sacred ground, the engine's growl lingering like a challenge. Cody swings his leg over the bike, his heavy boots scuffing the pavement, and saunters toward the tomb like he's strolling into a bar. The crowd parts, some annoyed, others curious, but all aware of the shift in the air. Cody's presence feels like a storm cloud over a clear sky. He's a man who carries himself like he owns the place, oblivious to the signs that read, "Keep silence and respect." Among the crowd, Maya Carter adjusts her phone on its selfie stick, her eyes bright with focus. She's a 25-year-old content creator, her jeans and peace sign t-shirt a contrast to the solemnity around her. She's here to capture the history of Arlington for her followers, her voice soft as she narrates into her mic. This place is unreal, guys. The tomb of the unknown soldier. It's not just a monument. It's a promise. She pans her camera across the crowd, catching the faces of families, veterans, and kids like Tommy Guillen, a 12-year-old standing with his mom, his dark eyes wide with curiosity. Nearby, Sarah Thompson sits in her wheelchair, her silver hair catching the sunlight, her hands folded tightly in her lap. She's 70, a former Army nurse, her face etched with memories of war and loss. Her grandson pushes her chair, his head bowed in respect. Tommy tugs at his mom's sleeve, whispering, "Mom, Why is everyone so quiet? His mom smiles gently. It's a special place, Tommy. We're here to honor the soldiers who never came home. Cody, meanwhile, doesn't notice the signs or the stairs. He ducks under the velvet rope, separating the crowd from the marble walkway, a space reserved only for the tomb guard. His boots thud against the stone, loud and careless. He pulls out his phone, aiming it at the tomb like it's a roadside diner. The crowd murmurs, unease rippling through them. Sarah grips the arms of her wheelchair, her knuckles white. Tommy's eyes widen, sensing something wrong. Maya zooms in, her voice hushed but urgent. Okay, guys, something's happening. This guy just crossed the line. Literally. She keeps filming, her instincts telling her this moment is about to matter. Nathan midstep doesn't falter, but his senses sharpen. He's trained for this, not just the march, but the duty to protect the honor of the unknowns. His voice cuts through the air, steady and commanding, a blade sheathed and calm. Sir, step back. This is sacred ground. The words land like a thunderclap. The crowd freezes, cameras lowering, breaths held. Cody pauses, his phone still raised, and lets out a low chuckle. He pushes his sunglasses up, his smirk widening. Relax, man. Just getting a better shot. It's just a tomb, right? Nobody even knows who's in there. His voice carries casual and mocking, slicing through the reverence like a knife through silk. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Sarah hollered, her hands trembling, her eyes burning with quiet fury. Tommy tugs at his mom's sleeve, his voice soft but urgent. Mom, is that true? The tomb is for her brother? Her mom nods, her eyes glistening. Yes, Tommy. It's for all the soldiers we couldn't bring home. It's why we show respect here. Maya zooms in on Sarah, then Cody, her voice trembling with emotion. This is why places like this matter, guys. This is real. James, the veteran, steps forward, his gravelly voice cutting through the murmurs. Son, you're standing on ground paid for with blood. You don't get to disrespect it. His words are quiet but heavy, grounded in a lifetime of service. Nathan steps closer to Cody, his boots striking the marble with deliberate force, each sound a declaration. His rifle glints, his white gloved hands steady as granite. His voice, when it comes again, isn't a shout, but something deeper, heavier, carrying the weight of every soldier who never came home. The unknowns represents all who gave everything and were never returned. You will not dishonor them here. The words land like a thunderclap, reverberating through the crowd. Cody blinks, his bravado cracking under the weight of Nathan's gaze. He expected a fight, maybe a shouted argument, but not this. This calm, unshakable authority. Nathan's eyes, half hidden under the brim of his cap, burn with a resolve Cody can't meet. The crowd is silent, every breath held, every gaze locked on the confrontation. Maya keeps filming, her hands steady despite the emotion in her voice. This is incredible. The guard's not just protecting the tomb, he's protecting what it stands for. Cody shifts his weight, his boots scuffing the marble. The sounds suddenly small against the weight of the moment. He opens his mouth to speak, but no words come. His sunglasses slip slightly, revealing eyes that flicker with shame. Sarah's story, Nathan's resolve, and the crowd's silent judgment hit him like a wave. He lowers his phone, his shoulders sagging, and steps back across the rope line. I didn't know. He mutters, his voice barely audible. I'm sorry. The words are soft, but they carry a raw honesty. The crowd sees it in his posture, defeat, regret, a lesson learned. Nathan doesn't move. His grip on his rifle is steady, his face unyielding. He turns, resuming his march, the rhythm of his steps unbroken, as if the confrontation never happened. His duty isn't about recognition, it's about guarding the honor of the unknowns. But the crowd feels the shift. James, the veteran, begins to clap, slow and deliberate, his weathered hands setting the rhythm. Sarah joins in, her hands trembling but strong. Tommy claps too, his small hands adding to the sound, his eyes bright with understanding. Soon the entire crowd, hundreds of strangers from across the country and the world, fills the air with applause. It's not the cheers of a performance, but a heavy, reverent sound born of gratitude for Nathan's stand, for the tomb's meaning, for the sacrifices it represents. Maya captures it all, her voice choked with emotion as she narrates. This is what honor looks like, guys. This is why we come to places like Arlington. She pans across the crowd, catching Tommy's wide-eyed awe, Sorrow's quiet pride, James's steady nod. Cody lingers at the back, his hat now in his hands, his head bowed. The smirk is gone, replaced with something heavier, respect, hard-earned. He doesn't speak, but his silence says everything. The crowd begins to disperse, but the moment lingers. Parents kneel beside their children, explaining why silence matters here. Veterans stand taller, their pride shining through quiet tears. Tourists, some from halfway across the world, carry the memory of Nathan's voice, the weight of his words. Maya ends her video speaking directly into the camera. This is why we honor places like this. Share this story, guys. Let's remind everyone what the tomb stands for. She uploads the video right there, titling it Honor at Arlington, a lesson in respect, and adds the hashtag #ShermHonor, the unknown. Within hours, it's spreading across platforms, X, TikTok, YouTube, joining thousands of views, then millions. By evening, the video was everywhere. Comments flood in from across the country. I'm watching from Texas. This hit me hard. From California, thank you for sharing this. From New York, Sherm, honor the unknown. Let's keep this going. People share stories of their own loved ones, soldiers, veterans, those lost without a name. James, the veteran, reaches out to a local news station, recounting the story with quiet pride. That guard, Nathan, he stood for all of us. This is what Arlington means. The station runs a segment, and soon other outlets pick it up. Schools start sharing the video in history classes. Tommy, inspired, convinces his teacher to launch a project where students write letters to the tomb guards, thanking them for their service. My letter's going to say they're heroes, he tells his mom, his voice earnest, because they protect the people who can't protect themselves anymore. Cody, meanwhile, sits in his hotel room that night, staring at Maya's video on his phone. He types a post of his own, his fingers hesitant. I was wrong today. I didn't understand what the tomb meant. I'm learning now. Thank you, Arlington, for the lesson. Honor the unknown. He hits post and the responses pour in. Some harsh, but many forgiving, encouraging him to keep learning. He starts reading about the unknown soldiers, their stories pulling him in, changing him. Maya becomes the unexpected heart of a movement. She organized an online event inviting people to share stories of soldiers and their families using the hashtag #ShermHonor, the unknown. Thousands join, posting photos, letters, memories. She partners with veteran organizations to raise funds for memorials, her voice amplifying the message. This isn't just about one day at Arlington, she says in a follow-up video. It's about remembering every day. The movement grows with communities holding candlelit vigils, schools teaching about the tomb, and families visiting cemeteries to pay respects. Back at Arlington, Nathan continues his duty, unaware of the firestorm his actions sparked. His steps are steady, his rifle booming, his focus unbroken. But across the country, his stand has ignited something bigger. At a memorial ceremony a week later, Sarah, Tommy, and James attend, joined by hundreds holding candles in the twilight. Cody is there too, quiet, a single flower in his hand. He places it at the base of the tomb, his eyes tracing the inscription. Here rests in honored glory an American soldier known but to God. He doesn't speak, but his presence is enough. This story began with one man's mistake, one guard's resolve, and one camera capturing it all. But it's grown into something more, a reminder that the tomb of the unknown soldier isn't just a monument. It's a vow, a promise that no sacrifice, no matter how nameless, will be forgotten. It's a call to honor, to respect, to remember. If this story moved you, hit that like button, subscribe, and join the movement. Drop a comment with your thoughts. What does honor mean to you? Share your story with Shermaner, the unknown. Let's keep this promise alive together.